Hello again, it's Renee with Foeller Creations. Some of you may have watched my last video where I used our turkey transfer to create this little board here. It's called Season's Harvest Turkey is the actual name of the transfer. I created this in like 5 minutes. I already had the board done. So now I'm going to show you another use of this transfer, or any of our transfers actually. So I'm actually going to put it on a tea towel. So first thing is, here's one of our Couture ink mats. These things are great. They are dual purpose. Not only are they sticky and they help hold your project in place, but by holding it in place, especially if you have a thinner material like a tea towel, when you're inking it, it can slide sometimes, and if you push any of that ink through onto the surface underneath, you're going to have black smears of ink or whatever color ink you're using on the back side of your project, which you don't want. You don't want to ruin it. These are also versatile. You can cut them up. I've cut pieces off of mine to use it for smaller projects, so I didn't have to use the whole entire sheet for something. So right now we're just going to kind of get this on our ink mat. Doesn't have to be centered, just as long as the area that we're going to be working on is on the mat. So we're going to be working on this lower half of the tea towel. So kind of spread it so your towel or whatever object or material you're doing will be kind of sandwiched between the stickiness of the ink mat and the stickiness of your actual transfer, which kind of makes everything stay in place. So now we'll peel our transfer off. Normally on a hard surface you would fuzz these by sticking it on a towel, getting a little fuzz so they don't stick too hard to a hard surface. But with material, we don't want it sliding around, so that is not going to be the case. We are not going to do that. We don't mind it being a little stickier. Let's see. I'm trying to find where the half mark of my towel is. It's about right there, so I want to come down. Write these words right just above the blue. That'll work. And I'm just trying to eyeball center. It's a towel. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right. I'm going to get that nice and down. Now with inks, with paste, sometimes you work them a little more. You can work back and forth. Inks, you don't want to work back and forth too much because you don't want to accidentally shove the ink underneath the transfer, because they are a little bit thinner than the paste. So this is our Chalkology paste. The inks are usually with the white lid. Pastes, if they're a little thick, you can add a little squirt of water. Inks, they are the way they are. So I'm just going to grab a little bit on my squeegee here. Just kind of lightly, I'm not putting a lot of pressure because I don't want to be shoving the ink underneath the transfer. Unlike the paste, ink is not as forgiving. You mess up on an object that you're doing paste on, as long as it's a washable object, you wash it off, you start over. Ink doesn't always work that way. Once we are done with this, we will let it dry. And once it's dry, you can heat set it with an iron for about 4 minutes on medium heat, and then it'll be permanent. You can check back on some of my other videos. I did like a Halloween shirt. Some of them are a little lengthier. I'm trying to make some shorter ones, so nobody wants to sit and watch a video for a half hour. At least I know I don't. I tend to fast forward to the good parts. And this ink mat cleans the same way as our transfers. You just run it under water, rub any of the fuzz off that maybe have picked up, or lint that picked up from your project, and then you let it dry. I think I missed a little spot here. So again, I know I'm going back and forth a few times, but I'm actually putting very light pressure. That sturdiness of the ink mat behind it helps quite a bit. So we're going to pull up here, and there we are. See if I can get you down here a little more. So just to show the versatility, different objects, different things you can use it on. This is wood, and this is my tea towel. Thanks for watching.